this isn't just your typical salsa. This is going to be a lacto-fermented salsa. So you make it just like your you make it just like pico, except you add a little bit more salt and then put it in a mason jar. Ideally, you would want one of those weights that to keep the liquid above the salsa. I don't have that. Also, it's super hot in here, so it's only going to take 1 day to ferment. So we're just going to keep it on the counter, and it will be bubbly and delicious. We have 1 large jar of salsa that we will leave on the counter to ferment, and then we have all of this left over. So I'll be storing some in here and giving some to a friend, but of course we really do need to taste it and make sure it tastes good before we give it away. So I guess I'll have to do it. I feel so sorry for people who don't like cilantro because it is magical. And we, fortunately, do not have the gene that makes it taste like soap. It is delicious. I do all of these ingredients according to the way that you prefer your salsa. Some people like it more oniony. Some people like less cilantro. That's fine. Just put as much good stuff in there as you would like. Whatever you think tastes good is the right amount. So it's delicious, and I want to eat it all. All of these tomatoes came from a garden, as well as those little tiny jalapenos. I did have to use 1 jalapeno from the store, and some limes from the store. But anyway, very good for our first harvest. Very happy with that. Well, it's been a relatively very slow morning. Jonathan and most of the kids are gone to the orthodontist, and that leaves me and Adali here. So, doing a real simple lunch with just quesadillas and the salsa that we made this morning. And we'll probably just work later today because it's miserable right now. It is so hot. One thing I do want to mention, those of you who live in a house, just take a minute and be thankful that you can cook in a house. Because, like, living in an RV in the summer, we cannot cook in the Airstream. It is way too hot. And it's just one of the many inconveniences of living in an RV, especially in the summer in Arizona. But we've been dealing with it for a long time. We're going to continue to deal with it until that house is done. But I look forward to that so much, just being able to cook in a house year-round. It's the little things. You just got to remember and appreciate all those little things.
I know Ashley is hard at work on the homestead, but I had to pop in here and just give a shout out to our tiny shiny homies. Those are the people that support us every single month. You can see some of their names that are scrolling here on either side of me on the screen. Homies get early access to videos, they get weekend updates, access to Apple Music and Spotify music playlist of our favorite songs, and depending on the level they choose, they can get their names scrolling here on the screen, special stickers, and there might even be a new perk coming very soon that we can't wait to tell you about. So anyway, the names are almost finished. Homies, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Now, there's one thing that I learned recently about myself that I don't quite like. 2 things. One is, I feel like I can't sit still. Sit still like not doing anything makes me feel incredibly unproductive and like useless. So I wish that I could just sit and like relax for an hour or two, but I can't. So that's one thing I would like to work on. Number 2, I am a slob. It's true. Just ask Jonathan. It's not something I'm proud of, and I'm gonna fix it. Jonathan's gone for a few more hours, so I'm gonna try to get the shed cleaned up because it's way too hot to do anything outside. So Adelaide's watching the dogs. I'm gonna go as quickly as I can. Also, there's probably at least 4 crickets in here that I can't find because I hear them, but I don't see them. So if you hear me scream and run around and try to kill things, it's probably crickets. Here we go.
Loving harder than an oven, like no other. Ooh, all of the ways I'm doomed. My head went from nothing, now I'm candy crushing. Thoughts on 100. Ooh, all about you. Electric air, can't breathe whenever you're with me. Super bloom inside my room like wild cherry. I'm barely hanging on hands like a strawberry rush. Yeah, I can see straight, kinda love that's good, scary, heart heavy, fireworks hit like a strawberry rush. Yeah, I can see straight and I love it. I don't wanna know about a universe where you do not exist, 'cause I'd miss all of the ways I'm 2 feet from losing my mind. I'm spending all of my time getting lost in your emerald eyes. Baby, tell me that you're all mine. Electric.
Alright, we're getting a little closer. At least the desk is cleaned off. Well, I just put more stuff on there because I cleaned off the dresser. So I gotta figure out where all those plants are gonna go. Watering them outside right now and letting them drain. And then I got a stowaway. He's causing problems with the dogs, so he's in here with me. And then I got to clean behind the bed. It's usually where we keep like our extra flour and rice. But I know there has to be crickets back there because I heard them all night. I could not find them. So far, haven't found any crickets, but I know they're here. We will find them, and we will kill them.
Ooh, tell me I'm the one you really like. You feel so good, I swear that I might die in the night. Next to you, I'm a fighter for your love, and I'm over the moon. The things I would do for you, I move with the way your body's making waves. Ooh, touch me and I think I wanna stay in your arms. Might let you break my heart, light me up, yeah, I'm so into you. The things I would do. Light me up, I'm higher than the clouds. Drunk on ice, no, I'm not coming down. Give you everything I got, forever. Darling, I swear you were made for me.
Okay, good news and bad news. Good news is I didn't see any crickets behind the bed. I've not looked under it yet because that takes 2 people. Bad news is I think the crickets are in the beam. In our beam that we built. I don't know how they're getting in there, but that's where it sounds like it's coming from. So, ow! Don't jump on my leg. No! Okay, so anyway, good news and bad news. So, no, don't. Okay, this cat has to go outside. 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 Out. Okay, I'm gonna practice on staying still and not doing something. I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes and see if I can do it. I'm already stressed out about it.
I'm back.
So, it's
Yes.
still miserably hot outside.
Yes, it is.
What do you think the plan should be for the rest of the day?
There's not a lot of day left. I think we're going to have to do computer work and get back at it when it cools down in the morning.
I was thinking when the sun set and it's not as miserable
Yeah.
and it's like only 90 degrees, I was thinking we could work on the shed. Just taking some more off.
We could probably do it for a little bit.
Yeah. Get the kids out, maybe. Get their aggression out. Hammer the walls.
They're so aggressive.
They're so aggressive. Yeah, they're so angry. Okay, well, computer stuff then, and wait till the sun goes down. Well, today felt quite unproductive, but we are trying to add some more material here on this trench that went up to the bathroom and just enjoy the evening, because sometimes you just need to take a minute and rest and be thankful and get back to work in the morning. So that's what we're gonna do.
1, 2, 3, let me see what you see. I just wanna understand what you see in me. And 4, 5, 6, am I complicating it? How could anybody love someone so damaged? And we don't always add up, but somehow we're always enough. 7, 8, 9, 10, baby, here we go again. If this is just a fraction of what lies ahead, then count me in, 'cause you know I'm loving this. I'm loving this. You make me feel even though I'm odd. Subtract what's left and carry my heart. Believe in what we got. Pay no attention what you've been taught. You plus love plus me. 1 plus 1 makes 3. How can this be? You and me make a prime number.
You may have noticed the large Russian. Let me try again. You may have noticed the large Russian. I can't say it.
Russian.
Hold on. You may have noticed the large Russian sage. I said it. Over there, that's getting stuff falling all over it. We're going to save it. We're going to transplant it. We're going to go put it on the berm, maybe throw in an emitter. It's already growing gray by itself, so just a little bit of water. It's already doing great, so just a little bit of water should help it do even better. Sound good? Okay.